Welcome to another episode of Exceptional TV with me, your host, Alex Granger. Today I'm very excited to have one of my coaches as a guest, Dr. Mongezi Makhalima, and we'll be talking all things coaching. Dr. Mongezi Makhalima, so grateful to have you on set on Exceptional TV. How are you doing, Baba?
I'm great, man. How are you doing?
You know, we've been trying to do this for a very long time.
I know.
And thankfully, due to technology, we can actually do this on YouTube.
Yeah.
So, I mean, of course, we've been snubbed before, so we're not going to say who. But, so, you know, tell us a bit about Mongezi. Who's Dr. Mongezi Makhalima? Do you like being called Doc, by the way?
I don't know. People love it.
Okay. Because I feel like if I have to say Doc, I have to change my accent. I have to. So Doc, how do you feel about being called Doc?
Very English.
Absolutely. Verbatim.
No, actually, I always say to people, I did the PhD for me.
Oh, okay. Not for other people.
It's not for other people.
Okay.
It was a dream for a long time. So when I eventually did it, I didn't even tell anyone that I finished.
Yes.
But people discover it. As you go, and
that go, okay, yeah,
yes. Plus my job, kind of does that.
So who
am I?
Yes,
that's always a very difficult.
It's too broad to put into a few minutes.
Yeah, but in three pieces. I'm an African,
right?
First, because I was born on this continent.
And you owe your.
No.
Okay.
Not this time. But I do wake up asking, how do I put Africa in the center of the world where it's supposed to be?
Okay.
And that's what drives me. That's what makes me an African.
Fantastic. Yeah.
And as a result, I run the Africa Board for coaching.
Yes.
Consulting and coaching psychology. It's a mouthful. ABCCCP.
Right.
Which is a quality assurance body for coaches.
Right.
And so it gets me traveling in different parts of the continent.
As I've seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes. But not just the continent, right? Yeah. I mean, you're obviously exposed globally.
Yes. Basically. I mean, our tagline is "Made in Africa for the world."
Wow.
So it's about really bringing what's great in Africa to the world, and what's great in the world to Africa. I think the big challenge, particularly with coaching, right now, coaching and consulting, because actually it's both.
It's both, right.
Coaching and consulting is, there's a lot that we are taking as Africans from outside of the continent,
bringing it in, right?
As if that's the best.
That's it. Yeah.
It probably is.
Yeah.
But my thing is, we have a lot of intelligence here.
Yeah.
And what the board is intent on doing is essentially creating and exploring what's great about the continent from coaching and consulting into the world.
That's fantastic, because it also leads to that conversation around, can we start telling our own stories as Africans?
Yeah.
Because the stories that are being told about Africa by people who are not in Africa are very skewed.
Yes.
Yeah, we know that for
actually
for
very
fact.
interesting. I mean,
interesting too.
Especially we are in the era now where if you go to YouTube and online, all of that, and you type stories about Africa, you start getting some interesting bits. But you know, I mean, going back to your entry, it's changing quite a lot.
Right.
I'm seeing that, just like with the show, there's many of us who are taking time to actually correct people, correct perceptions, and technology has made it easy.
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
I mean, one of the things we run, for example, is a journal. We've been running it now for the last 3 years. We have about 3 issues.
Right.
And we always manage to get about 12 articles that we are able to put in, and it's really great articles about coaching and consulting in terms of what's great that's happening here.
That's great.
So
that's great.
That's our stories there, and it's read internationally. It's beautiful.
Jeez, amazing.
Yeah.
The coaching community, does that still exist?
Yes, it does. In fact, what the ABCCCP became was what the coaching community was.
Oh, I see.
Because when I started in 90, I shouldn't be speaking about. So I started coaching.
It was just before Mandela became president.
Probably kind of after.
Yeah.
I started coaching in 97.
Right.
I was actually doing coaching with CEDA and Nicola and all of those people, coaching entrepreneurs. I would get about 30 entrepreneurs every month.
Right.
And of those entrepreneurs, 15
Jeez, 30 entrepreneurs
would not make it.
So, like, how much were you charging? Here's my calculator. 20,000 per person.
And if you knew, it was actually pretty much a community service. So
really? Okay.
I wasn't paid paid too much. It was really intermediary between banks. And the funding institution, the Nicola and the bank and all of those things, right? So I didn't know it was called coaching at that time. So I would ask one question whenever somebody would show up. The first thing I would ask is, okay, I heard your idea.
Right.
How are you going to make money?
That's it. Yes. How are you going to monetize your idea?
So that was the first question. And
exactly.
Whoever it is that is able to respond to it, or at least attempts to make sense of it, makes it into the next stage of the evaluation and the feasibility and all of that. Otherwise, they never come back. But I didn't know that was coaching.
You know, it's actually interesting because I do the same thing. When I get, because you speak often and I'm out about speaking to different audiences, and I always get this, because people get excited. They hear you speak and they're like, oh, I like how Alex is speaking. I want to be a speaker too. Right? True story. And I engage with people and I always ask 3 questions. Okay, you want to be a speaker? If you can answer these 3 questions, I'll mentor you. 1, why? Why do you want to be a speaker? 2, why must we listen to you?
That
speaks to credibility. What gives you the right for me to actually stop what I'm doing and actually listen to you? And 3, what is it that you want to say that hasn't already been said? If they can answer those 3 questions, let's open the book and let's have a conversation.
So that's how it happened then, with all of that excitement. And then in 2003, then I had to then study. And having to study, I had to coach formally, which meant now I had to start the coaching community. But I realized as I was doing it that, wow, because I was the only black person in a group of 18 people at the university who went to now study this formal qualification in coaching. I was like, okay, that's interesting.
Very different as well.
So that's how the coaching community came, because I realized the power of what coaching can do. For our leaders, because I'm very passionate about leadership. I'm very passionate about developing consciousness and accountability in leaders, and I could see how that could do it. And so the coaching community was supposed to be gathering that whole 18 coaches together to then say, how do we use coaching to change the country at that time, because I hadn't really traveled quite a bit, and the continent eventually. So I kind of got disappointed to realize that I was a bit idealistic. Nobody really cares. Everybody just wants to make money.
That's it.
from coaching. But that's where now, a few years later, 2011 to be exact, the ABCCCP came into being. But now it was the coaching community, but now on a more
broader scale,
and much more effective.
Fantastic. Now we know, well, at least I know, you wear different hats. Briefly, faculty. Wits, is it?
Just got appointed.
So you're lecturing there? And what are you lecturing on?
I'm in the Faculty of Commerce and Law. So I lecture on organizational development, on leadership, as well as coaching.
Good, that's one hat. And then, I know I'll be crucified if I don't ask you this, the Mzansi Jazz Music Awards.
My baby.
Inaugural last year. This is the 2nd year. How's that journey been?
Exciting, actually. I mean, it's been awareness creating. I mean, I'm very passionate about music. Just like I'm passionate about leadership, I'm passionate about music, and I'm loving how it's creating possibility for jazz artists.
Absolutely.
And I'm looking forward to the 2nd year. So that's
going to be awesome.
Once we get over that, then I know I'm sorted. We're even getting some sponsors now.
Fantastic. And it'll grow from and I think that's the thing about entrepreneurship and business. Is that sometimes you start small and you think like, oh, it's never going to work out. It's only in hindsight, after you've been at it for like 5-6 years, and you look back and like, guys, remember, we started out, we only had 20 people. Today we got 1,000 people, and so forth and so forth. So it does take off eventually.
It does.
So we instead talking inset or onset? Onset. Yeah. We're on set. Thank you, producer. We're on set talking to Dr. Mongezi Makhalima, a man who wears many hats, as you've heard, from music to faculty to coaching. So practically, what can we share with our viewers around the ideas of coaching or being coached? Yeah. Practically, what can they do once they log off to our amazing show?
Cool. One, being able to differentiate between a professional coach and a coach. There's plenty of coaches.
Huge difference, right?
Huge difference. Professional coach, you're getting paid for it, which means you can do harm. You have then a responsibility to essentially make sure that you get accredited, which is the second bit.
Very
accredited
important.
Means we know who you are, where you are, and people know they can complain.
And you abide to a sort of code of ethics of some sort.
Ethics, but most importantly, the buyers can complain to somebody.
Oh yes.
Because otherwise, what's the point?
What's the point?
I can tell you a lot of, the stories we hear.
Must be shocking.
That can be a whole show by itself.
We'll have that show today.
And then thirdly, really embrace consciousness. Consciousness as a coach, especially as an African coach, means you are here in the moment and realizing that maybe some of the things you're doing don't work with the person you're with, and change it and feel free to pass it on.
Absolutely.
To the next person.
You can't be passive either, so there's a lot of agility involved in that because human beings are different.
You were talking about the speaking thing. People think that's what you do, but those three things are the most important.
Professional, get your accreditation and live within a consciousness space. Absolutely. Yeah. Mine is to say thank you very much, Dr. Makhalima. Finally, we made it.
Yes.
We've arrived right here on Exceptional TV, and my gratitude to you. So, as you know, we are up every Monday. Check us out for our next episode. And remember to subscribe to our channel. Connect with us on all our platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or email us if you want to have a chat or you want to share your own ideas. It's alex@exceptionaltv.co.za. Until next time, from me, I'm out.